Well, well, well. The title does not deceive you. Welcome, everyone, back to a Tommo stream. It's been a hot minute. I was thinking about streaming. I hadn't. And then all of a sudden, this news drops. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. Jost Capito and Fancois-Xavier Demaison is out. They're both gone from Williams. And I'm here to talk all about it. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Hello, Isabel, Rohan, Julius, Christian, Eclipse, Andres, Doctor Professor, make your mind up, Will, Dan, Lego, Lion, Andres, Casper, Colton, Charmander, Hyperillusion, Mr. Socko, Yosef, Justin, Luca, Tonio, Bastian. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. I was looking for something to talk about, and then all of a sudden, boom! The news comes out of nowhere. Left field shot. I don't think anyone was really seeing this one coming. But Jost Capito and Fancois-Xavier Demaison, FX, from Williams, have departed the team. It was confirmed probably about 45 minutes ago, if you want to check Williams' Twitter. Not too much information is given, but I've tried to glean as much as I can. They've kept it very hush-hush. They haven't outwardly stated too much as to why, but they're gone. They are out of here. So yeah, interesting. Well, look, I guess there's multiple trails of thought when looking at this, but before we go any deeper, I want to show you as much information as I'm aware around it, and the article I found with the most information, seemingly, is from everyone's favourite F1 journalist, Chris Medland, of course. Big up, Chris. And he has spoke on the on Racer magazine, racer.com, whatever you want to call it. And yeah, both gone. Williams announced departure, blah blah blah. The interesting part here is here in a statement. Williams say Capito stepping aside while Demaison will leave his post. Racer understands that team owners Jost Capito have made it clear its intentions to take the team in a different direction with its management. Seemingly so. All these words here are just very kind of, nice. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you for the opportunity. La da 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 da. Which obviously, that's just wishy-washy PR stuff. What's actually happened? We don't know for sure. But yeah, I'd agree that it is somewhat coming out of nowhere. So obviously he's going to Audi. Look, I think there's a lot of different ways to look at this. I was also reading that, Jost took the Williams opportunity, first as CEO, then as team principal, when he was considering retirement anyway. Because Jost Capito, hang on, let me double check. Jost Capito is a lot older than he looks. He is 64. He doesn't look 64 to me. I think he looks very good for 64. But either way, we'll see. I mean, look, I can't imagine for a second that this is anything to do with Ferrari. That would be the pretty left field. Yeah, he's 64. He is. 64 Zoo Lane, Alex. Oh, Hannah would appreciate that. I hope Hannah's in chat. She'd love that. Yeah, I know he doesn't. He definitely doesn't look 64. I don't think he does anyway. But regardless, he's gone. As is Fancois-Xavier Demaison, who obviously he joined. When did he join Williams? I'm not actually sure when he joined, but obviously he's technical lead. And look, obviously going from P8 in the constructors, in 2021 now to P last isn't ideal. Look, obviously Capito's only had 2 full seasons at the helm, 21 and 22. Do I think it's a... Look, obviously, could this be part of some kind of reshuffle that's going on behind the doors, like Jack's saying in chat, for example, say, I know Vasseur goes to Ferrari, then Capito comes in to Alfa Romeo, which will become Audi. He has links to Volkswagen because he was Volkswagen technical chief. That could be a thing. There's a lot of potential. There's a lot of potential ways this plays out. A bit of shuffling, exactly. I mean, look, we'll say. I mean, yeah, exactly. He's a VW man, and obviously Audi coming in. They are part of VW, so boom. Exactly, Audi's owned by VW, so you could attach some. But also, again, for Williams to take a relative. That's a good question, actually, because Williams finished P8 in 2021 because, mainly because obviously Haas were just nowhere. They just completely threw the towel in. They might as well have not been there. And then obviously Alfa Romeo, who finished P9, didn't they? Hang on. 2021. I actually can't remember. It was Alfa Romeo P9, wasn't it? Let me just double check. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Williams got 23 points. Oh yeah, of course, because George got that big payday in Belgium, didn't he? Is the wrong thumbnail on this video? It shouldn't be. I've seen a few of you say wrong thumbnail, but it's definitely set to the correct thumbnail. I'm just double checking, but it is definitely set as correct. So I don't know. Yeah, obviously George's P2 in Spa was a bit of a, what can I say? If that race had gone ahead as normal, would he have stayed P2? Not in that Williams. No, come on, obviously not. But at the end of the day, I would say that in terms of competitiveness, actually, you know what? Let's do a poll. Was the Williams more competitive in 21 or 22? So I'm not necessarily, obviously, yes, they finished last in 22 and they finished 8th in 21, but that doesn't tell the full story because I'm talking about competitiveness, I guess, relative to getting in the points, to having some kind of, Yeah, but I don't know why Bonotto's showing up on this thumbnail. It shouldn't be. It's all set up correct. So YouTube's just having me on toast for some reason. But that's the thing. I don't think, as much as yes, they technically stepped back from P8 to P10. I think that rejects looking at the kind of nuance of the situation and the competitiveness. You look at how Haas stepped up massively. How good Alfa Romeo were at the start of the season. The fact that, Alex was still able to get into the points numerous times and get close to the points, 4 P12s. So do I think Williams took a step backwards? I wouldn't say so. And I mean, most of you saying 62% think they were more competitive in 2022, even though they finished last. But there's more to it, Mikos. There's more to it than just, yes, George got that P2. That was they were more consistently close to the points in 22 than they were in 21. I think that's fair to say. And Haas particularly were awful. So I got a bit of a cough. I've had a nasty bit of cold for the last few days, and I'm still not over it. Hence why I sound all, as Daniel Ricciardo would say, husky and beautiful. Obviously, clearly. But yeah, look, there's a few ways of looking at this one. I am quite surprised. For me, a team principal should be given enough time to really, and especially going for a regulation change as well. He took over in 21, and then there's this whole regulation change. I mean, I don't know about Demaison. Maybe that's I don't know. He's obviously technical lead, and the car's technically not been great. But then also it wasn't starting in a good place. But then I suppose you could argue that with all this increased ATR that they're getting by finishing at the back, they should be doing more with it to not be last. Like Arteta at Arsenal, trust the process. I don't know, maybe. Maybe. But obviously, Dorilton have come in. They've taken over that team, taken over a struggling Williams team. They've been in charge now for, what was it, 2020 they took over? Whenever it was. And there's been little progress. So I understand why they feel a need to maybe make a change, but I don't know. You got to think they've got someone in mind, because this is all pointing towards the fact that they were likely pushed. We want to move in a different direction. Please, can you hand your notices in so we don't have to sack you? Like similar vibes to Bonotto. Maybe. I think Bonotto was probably less of that. I think Ferrari was still prepared to keep Bonotto, but changed to a role maybe that he wasn't happy with, which, fair enough, I guess. And thank you, C, mate. Appreciate it. Watch Dorilton sell Williams to Hyundai and Cyril Abiteboul leading the team next year. That's an interesting take. It's an interesting take. Or we'll see the first Chinese team on the grid. So if you don't know, Cyril Abiteboul has become team principal of the Hyundai WRC team. And it's pronounced Hyundai, not Hyundai, not Hindi, it's Hyundai. That's how the Koreans pronounce it. I checked when I made my video on should Hyundai start an F1 team. And maybe they will. That would be one hell of a called it moment from me if that was to come to be. But maybe. I think that at the end of the day, Dorilton are a venture capitalist firm. They want to see a return of investment. They want to see progress. And there has been little to I wouldn't say none. There has definitely been progress, I think, since they took over. But there hasn't been enough, There hasn't been enough. Welcome, Joe. Glad you finally caught me live, mate. Appreciate it. But yeah. We shall see. Who should we... Are there any names coming to mind? Any suggestions in chat of potential people who could maybe come in? Big Sam. Bring Allardyce in. Come on. Bonotto's not taking that job. It's not happening. Claire, no, look, obviously, Dorilton were the ones who kind of, pushed the Williams family out the door somewhat, seemingly. Jenson Button? Mate, imagine Jenson Button took over as team principal. That would be sick. Oh, that would be so sick. Jake, that's a great shout. I'd love that. Vettel? He's got an old Williams. He's got one of Mansell's old Williams, isn't he? Mate, Jenson Button would be vibes if he took over as team principal because he knows what it takes. Like, he's been at Braun, when they succeeded. Plenty of experience, That would be unreal. Dorlington. God, Salty Sea Stories is called Dorilton Dorlington. That's quite funny. I like that. Matt, you reckon Nick Heidfeld? What is it with you and Nick Heidfeld, man? You're obsessed. Carl thinks I should join Williams. I don't know, man. I'm not the most organised person. Actually, I'm really not. I hate planning. So I'd be a terrible team principal. I would just be there for the vibes. Nothing else. Marcin Bukowski? Yeah, I mean, you like to think they would have someone in mind. Hello, Jonas. Good to see you, mate. You'd like to think they've got someone in mind. But then you'd say the same about Ferrari, I guess. There's 2 vacant team principal jobs up for grabs. Yeah, just make Albon player manager. That'll do. No, honestly, Jenson Button, I'm not joking, right? Because look, a team principal's job is to understand all the roles that are important and put the right people in charge. Now, look, Christian Horner's become a fantastic team principal, whether you like him or not. You can't argue with the fact that he's very, very good at his job. And he had a very mediocre racing career, came in, worked his way up, doesn't have any professional qualifications, blah, blah, blah. Jenson Button is way more qualified to be a team principal than Christian Horner was when he took over Jaguar. I'm just saying. And he is very involved with Williams as well. That would be impeccable. Latifi maybe that's it. Maybe Latifi stepped back from the driving and now he's going to take over as team principal. Maybe. Rosberg. And Rosberg started his career off at Williams, didn't he? Southgate. Gareth Southgate, dropped from the England job, takes over at Williams. Look, the thing is, right, what's kind of quite interesting about a team principal job is that there's no one kind of route in. There's lots of different ways of doing it. So you can be a technical person like Ross Brawn, like a Mattia Bonotto. You could be a marketing person like Arriva Bene was, or even to an extent kind of Toto was more kind of entrepreneurial. Yes, he did racing, but he didn't really come in from that direction as much as he came in from more of a business direction. Susie Wolf, maybe. Robert Kubica. Banger. Elon Musk. Yeah, I'm sure Elon's being slammed with suggestions now on Twitter. Thank you, Jonas, for joining Friends of Tommo as well. Appreciate it, mate. Look, I mean, there's lots of potential candidates. It is what it is. It's a bit of a shock, but here we are. Capito and Demaison are gone. Williams need a new team principal and a new technical director for 2023 onwards. Hopefully, this doesn't kind of stint their growth, and you know they got all this 115% ATR time to go into next season. Hopefully, this doesn't adversely affect that too much. Because, come on, I don't care. Just give Alex a car where he can be half competitive, please. I just want him to like be closer to points. More. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for much. Just give him a little bit more. Because the thing is that, honestly, my bias to one side. Yeah, Alex had a strong 2022, I think. Not incredible. He had his fair share of mistakes. Monaco was a stinker. But if he has another good season and Williams aren't showing any more development, and he's got that contract till the end of next season, he could be gone. And look, we're talking about selling. The thing is, right, having a Formula One team that is set up and ready. This is why I think it's imminent that AlphaTauri will be sold. You know, we've seen Sauber essentially be sold to Audi, and the potential of buying a team like Williams with their infrastructure. Obviously, it would be a shame to see that team change name potentially. De Rilton said they weren't going to do that, but also I think De Rilton, have they probably made actually another poll. If De Rilton, because we don't know the numbers, sold Williams. Yeah, Oscar made the right decision. That's a good point, actually. Today, would they make a profit or loss? They have made a profit or loss. Because we don't know. Or would they break even, I suppose? Because, like, do we think that Williams team, from when they purchased it, is more valuable? Obviously, bearing in mind that the sport is bigger, therefore all the teams, I think, are more valuable. Even in that time since, you know, they purchased it in, 2020, whenever it was. Because the team hasn't, you know, the team was already at the back. You know what I mean? It wasn't like it was fighting in the midfield and it's moved backwards when De Rilton purchased them. They were already at the back. They're the absolute shocker of 2019. 2020 wasn't much better. You know what I mean? Like, I would be interested to see. 50% of you think profit, 30% loss, 19 break even. Yeah, no, we don't know. You can only speculate in instances like this, but it's an interesting crossroads because I guess obviously De Rilton signed Capito with hope that, you know, because bear in mind he was at McLaren for like 6 months and then left. And now he's been at Williams for 2 seasons and he's left as well. So it's not. It's a shame. I thought quite highly of Capito, but when you look at his track record now, specifically related to Formula One, it's not great. They hoped obviously he would be the guy to take them forwards, and it doesn't seem. Again, according to this, where's the article? The article from my guy Chris Medland. Racer understands that team owners Drillton had made clear its intentions to take the team in a different direction with its management. So it seems like it's a jump before pushed situation, which whether we'll know, I ain't got the answers. Thank you, Will, mate. Appreciate it. Tommo, I would ask for co-team principals. Niran, Minton for market. Yeah, Minton could do all the marketing on his own. Arav as chief technical officer. Josh and Aiden as race engineer. Yeah, Aiden would be a great race engineer, to be fair. He would. Jimmy, Steve for drivers. Yano as simulator. Yeah, no, that sounds pretty good. Sounds pretty good. I think we'd do well. Right, anyway. Not much more to say, really. That's it. Done. Capito and Demaison are out of here. Who knows who's coming in next? Maybe this is part of some kind of movement for Sir to... I hadn't thought of that, but someone suggested it, and actually that kind of, for Sir goes to Ferrari. Capito takes his position at Alfa Romeo, which will become Audi. He's ex-VW. They are owned by... You know what I mean? Kind of adds up. But yeah, thank you all for coming. Appreciate you all taking the time. I'm going to keep this, wrap this one up before I waffle for too much longer. 21 and a half minutes is long enough. Good chatting. Been a minute. Need to work on this week's video. To be honest, I haven't even started it yet. So I'm slacking. Minton is downstairs, I think, or he's in the bedroom. But next time, I'll grab him. Right. Cheers, everyone. Stay safe. Stay safe. Be well. Be happy. Check out Dime's channel, by the way. Dime's in the live chat. Dime made Lewis Hamilton's Dream F1 track in like a set of Corsa. You're a genius, mate. You are a genius. Absolute genius. But yeah, stay hydrated, and I'll see you next time I can be bothered to stream. Who knows when that'll be. More news. Hopefully he's coming soon. News. But yeah, cheers, everyone.